Hello everyone, Sheyla here, and today we have cross-faction on Nordanaar. Is it any good? Now, I just recorded this video and my audio wasn't working, so I did 20 minutes of talking for nothing, so it is what it is. But yeah, let's get right into it. And I was getting low frames this one, so you're going to have to excuse the choppiness. I was getting like 27 frames on average. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, we're trying out cross-faction, and we're going as Holy. I've been burnt out over on Ambershire, and I've been playing on weekends due to IRL constraints. So I was like, you know what, if I'm playing on weekends, let's just go on the character who's geared. So we are going to hop over here and try to clear mid. Now they're going to start attacking me immediately because they know I'm healing. I was playing as Rep before, and my teammates were complaining. They're like, oh my gosh, where's the healing, where's the dispels? And it's just like, dude, I have a limited mana pool. Also, I was playing as Holy for an hour before this, so I was trying to blow off some steam, trying to enjoy my playtime. I understand that, you know, a good Holy Paladin is invaluable in Warsong Gulch, but I would like to have fun too. So we're going to clear mid and just focus on keeping the people around us up, you know, basic bread and butter Holy. And it goes pretty well. This was a very close game. They ended up coming back later on, but in the beginning we made easy work of them. It was very easy. And I got a Zim pouch in my mouth, so you're gonna hear a little bit of lisping, a little bit of spitting. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And again, I don't mean to be exasperated, but 20 minutes down the drain, but I gotta get you guys the content. I gotta show you how cross-faction's working out. Now, I do have to say that the Horde does have a better time, but now that the change has been implemented, I did lose games over on Horde side, and I did win games over on Alley, so it's a nice mix. And of course, you're not gonna win every game. But that being said, while I was on Horde side, I noticed the quality of the matches were better. You know, people played more cohesively, less fighting in chat, which something that the allies have to get over is just bickering and fighting amongst yourself and trolling your teammates in chat. You know, it's not good for morale. So I'm going to stick with my rogue friend over here. I think it's Sinosta. And we are just going to chill until our teammates have dealt with the enemy flag carrier. And Holy isn't that glamorous sometimes. I mean, yeah, you're keeping everybody alive. You're making it happen. But there's a lot of waiting near flag carriers and just hanging out, you know, so you have to keep that in mind. I think this was like a 40-minute match. So it went quite long. It was definitely a close one. So I am going to head back out. We are doing pretty good. Now I'm going to be in raid warning, giving callouts, telling the team where everybody's at and where we need to be. So we get word that there's a mage in our flag room. So I'm going to go ahead and try to push them down. And we got a warrior over here who's going to help us out. And we're going to make the mage jump into Sinosta. Now I'm doing the calculation. Who do I want to freedom? Do I want to freedom Sinosta for the stuns, or do I want to freedom the warrior for the damage? So I freedom the first person I can click, and it happens to be the warrior. I'm going to cleanse myself. We're going to try to recover the flag. Again, giving those callouts in raid warning. It's really, really invaluable. You can put a message across people's screens. Now I've seen people abuse this and do the wrong thing and be annoying with it. Don't be that person. If you are the leader, give good callouts. Don't abuse raid warning. Not everything you say needs to be in raid warning. So you'll see me switching back and forth between raid warning and Battleground. Only the important callouts need to go out there. And some encouragement. I do say good job and keep it up, you know, things like that. Because morale is important. You know, bickering brings morale down. Saying, hey, that was good. What you just did, do it again. That's gonna keep your team focused, and it's gonna let them know, hey, we're doing a good job. We have the momentum. Let's keep it up. And again, you always want to be checking your map, just to see where people are, just to see where your flag carriers are, and you know, just to get a good idea of where the group is, especially if you're playing Holy. Now, in this patch, you're going to have a good time playing Holy. You're going to have a good time playing Prot. You're not going to have such a good time playing Ret. Here's why. Now, Prot gets a blanket 12% reduction in damage, and that's going to help them survive against the casters, especially when you pair that with Blessing of Sanctuary. And that's going to be another, 24 damage reduction. Factoring gear, melee is going to be hitting you for like 30%. 30% of what they normally would, a target dummy. 30% is huge. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to face resistance. So Prot is going to have a more difficult time dealing with casters, just because magic damage ignores armor. But, with a decent health pool, if you got 7k HP, you're tanky as hell, and you can heal yourself. So Prot is going to have a good time. Holy's going to have a great time because of how Blessed Strikes works currently. So that Holy Shock refresh is going to make you immortal, especially if you're using that smart macro, that smart Holy Shock macro, where if you hit the alt tab, it targets you. If you don't hit alt, it just targets whatever your target is. That's going to make you really, really hard to kill. And what I like to do is I like to switch to a two-hand. I'll switch to my Hand of Rag. And I like to use on-hit weapons when I'm Holy because I'll be using Seal of Righteousness. I will not be using Command. And what Righteousness does, for those of you who don't know, most of you do know, I've said it before, it doubles the proc chance of your weapon. So you put on your Hand of Rag and you just start spamming Crusader Strikes and healing yourself, and sure enough, you're going to drop your opponent pretty well. You can 2v1 doing that. It's going to be really frustrating for your enemies because you're just not going to lose any health. And if you're judging on cooldown, judging Righteousness, you'll have your Holy Judgment up, which makes your Holy Light a 1.5 second cast. And I'm sure repeat viewers are tired of hearing me say that, but it is so broken. It is so OP. Holy Judgment is hands down the best talent for PvP. So our warrior friend's going to do something interesting. He's going to jump into a wall of 4 or 5 enemies, and I don't know why he did this. He says he fell, but I have it on video. I think he jumped. It's just like, bro. So they end up capping because of that misplay over there, and now I'm going to die. But, you live, you learn. What can you do about it? It's not... I'm looking at the chat. I'm like, bro, why? He's like, oh, he fell. All right, okay, whatever. It's a close game. We're tied up. So our FC is facing some resistance over here. I think Pastor's got the flag. Happy about that. Pastor is experienced, very tanky, knows what to do. Again, has a 12% damage reduction from the improved Righteous Fury talent for Prot. It's got like 8k HP, and we got this Resto Shaman over here. This Resto Shaman's going to be the bane of our existence for this match. This Resto Shaman is going to do a phenomenal job healing their team. It's going to make our lives hell. So you always want to focus the healers, and that's like day one, very beginner stuff, is if you don't kill the healers, you're not going to kill the enemies. So we need to make sure that we do a good job doing that. So I get separated due to a Psychic Scream. So I'm going to focus on who's in front of me and heal up the people around me because I notice, my teammates are getting hit. And this shaman did a good job. He separated us from... I know it's crazy. I said a shaman did a good job. You know how I feel. I hate shamans. They are the bane of my existence. Ugh. But this shaman did a good job. He sacrificed himself for his team, and he successfully peeled 4 of us away from their FC, which in hindsight, we probably should have tried to stick to the EFC way better, but I'm Holy. I gotta go where the people are to have the best effect, and all the people did the wrong thing. So it's sort of like peer pressure. If all your friends are doing the wrong thing, are you gonna do it with them? Well, if you're a Holy Paladin, yeah. Why? Because that's your goal. You have to make sure people live, and if people are doing the wrong thing, if it's 1 or 2, leave them, let them learn. If it's 4 or 5, you're a bad paladin if you don't go with them. So, keep the people around you up, even if they're going in the wrong direction. So, We are going to go up E-ton, and we're going to try to do our best. And we're going to hopefully get our flag back. Now, that Resto Shaman I was talking about, he is sitting up there with him. They've also got a Holy Priest up there with them too. And we did a really good job of taking down the Holy Priest. But the Resto Shaman, his transmog is... It's pretty, like, nebulous. It looks like he could be any spec. He could be elemental, he could be enhanced. So we don't know what he is, but I can see him casting healing spells. So I know he's their healer. But again, I'm holy spec. I can't really do that much damage. And more importantly, my team needs me to heal. So it's going to be a battle of the healers. We down that Holy Priest. Okay, cool. But everybody just sort of like focuses on the target that's in front of them. And this dude he's getting some resistance now, but he's going to be casting healing waves and what is it? Chain heals left and right. And it's just like people are running around like with a chicken with their head up. And luckily Theodora is off healing too. So we should have had this. But for one reason or another, people start dropping. And, you know, I'm going to get targeted here in a second. And people start going down. So, yeah, it was a wipe. It's unfortunate, but, you know, it happens. So we're back in it. We're going to try to do this again. I let people know. Kill the healing shaman. The EFC is on the E roof. Again, if you're leader, don't just sit there and say nothing. Put the information in front of people where they can see it. It's in the middle of their screen. Oh, we got a bus outside. So we're going to go and try to do this again. We are going to push part 2. And fortunately for us, these guys should have stayed up top. But they came down here and they walked into 4 or 5 of us. And we were going to make easy work of them. They should have stayed on the roof. They probably would have held us off way longer had those 2 not come down here. But they didn't know that we were coming up the tunnel. And the 2 who got here in front of us, they wanted a 2v2. Well, they got back up. So we're going to go up here and charge. I'm going to do my best to keep up this rogue. Let's see if we can get a holy shock. And I hate when people outrange me when I'm trying to heal them. It's so annoying because I need to, if I'm not in holy shock range, I need to stop and cast my holy light. And luckily it's a 40-yard range now. They buffed it. But if you keep running, I can't do anything for you. So it's just really frustrating because I'm trying to help you the best I can, but you don't let me help you. So, you know, it's a little bit infuriating. So I lay on hands myself. That shaman is... God, he's doing a good job. He is applying pressure to me. I am applying pressure, along with my druid over here, to their healer. And I'm going to keep up this warrior, too. I get a holy shock on him. And then I'm going to go and heal the people around me. And we recover our flag, thank God. And I put out a good work in raid warning again. Keep morale up. Let people know, hey, you did something good. That was good. Positive reinforcement. You know, we're not going to scream at people in raid chat. We're not going to troll our team in raid chat. Now I got a tongues off. Nobody knows what I'm saying. I'm speaking gibberish. But yeah, if you are a battleground leader, I should have marked. But if you're battleground leader, raid chat can be a very helpful thing if you use it correctly. If you're a dickhead, if you're a degenerate, you're just going to bring your team down. So yeah, it's better if you are a dickhead. Don't say anything if you're a leader. Pass leader off to a more team-oriented player if you know there are a few near you. Now, if you're a dickhead, so you're not going to do that. But I got to put the PSA out there. I got to try my best, right? Because again, the only way we are going to see better games alley side is if people play better. If people continue to bicker and bitch in Battleground chat, well, you cast a demoralizing shout on your teammates. What a scrub. So they're gonna down me over here. They've got my number. Now I should have I know better. I love my transmog. It looks so good. but it screams healer. It's like to everybody around me, like, look at me dressed in white like a beautiful nun. Looks fantastic. 10 out of 10 fashion points. But I look like a healer. Now, I am wearing plate. I am wearing my tier 3 redemption set. But I look squishy, so I look really hittable. So I'm inviting people to hit me. If I was wise, I would have put my prot set as a squishy transmog, and I would have put my healing set as a formidable, intimidating transmog. That way, you know, people think twice. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, does it really make that much of a difference? Yeah. I have had more intimidating transmogs on my holy set, and I've gotten hit less. So looking the part really does help. Now, am I going to change my transmog? No, I like this way too much. I look so good. But maybe in like 3 or 4 months when I get tired of it, whenever my set looks normal, whenever I'm used to it, that's when I'll switch it up. So we'll switch it up when the time comes. But yeah, we're getting some energy from the enemy team over on Pastor. I'm not worried about Pastor. 8k HP. And I'm right next to him. What do we have to worry about? Nothing. We're just going to eat these people alive. Now, this mage is going to root me. And I sit in the root like a moron. I did not cleanse myself. I think I was too busy, you know, looking at everybody's HP and, you know, looking around. But I should have cleansed myself. But we're going to take out this rogue over here and we're going to make him go away. Boom. You'll notice that holy shock. Now, yeah, the holy shock doesn't hit for much. But when you're holy and you don't have too many spells, it really does come in handy. And you can snipe HKs. So you can get like a decent HK game, especially since you're so hard to kill. You can go positive, you know, if you have a good reaction time and you're just waiting for people to get, you know, to that 5% mark. You toss out a Holy Shock and a Hammer of Wrath, and boom, you're getting HKs. So it is possible, but you have to be quick with it. But we're not going to focus on HKs because we're good Holy Paladin. We're focused on... Dude, my transmog. I love it. We are going to be focusing on making sure people are alive. So if there's an enemy that's low near me versus somebody... Now you'll notice I'm entering combat because I saw a rogue coming behind us, so I popped a Consecration in a choke point. So they have to pop out of stealth. You're going to prio your teammates over HKs because that's what a good Holy Paladin does. They make sure people live. They do not make sure that they have a million HKs at the end of the game and you lost. So they're going to kill me here because they're tired of my bull crap. And I am going to pop over to Pastor because I think they have somebody on them. And I know, like, you know, if I'm near him, he's got all this mitigation. I've got all this healing. It's going to work out. And I see my buddy Noriel over here. We've known each other for about two and a half years. Usually, before X Faction, he was on my side, but I have to kill my friend. It's like Naruto versus Sasuke. It's a sad thing. So we're gonna duke it out. And Noriel knows I'm formidable. I know Noriel's formidable. It's gonna be who can kill who. Now, I got all these clans. He knows I gotta get away from Sheyla. I have to get away from Sheyla. Shayla's gonna get me. And it's like, yeah, man, I gotta get you, you know? You're a threat. I've seen what you can do. I've seen you delete people. But yeah, so we make it out of the tunnel and I got teammates around me dying. So this is what I'm talking about. I switch over to healing mode. Now Noriel's like, oh, you're gonna focus on your teammates? Damn, you're a good paladin. I'm gonna hit you. And it's like, no, you're not. Boom. You're done, man. I'm sorry. Oh, I gotta kill my friend. Had to do it to him. Had to do it to him. So, everybody around me is alive. Noriel is dead. Sorry, bro. We got a rogue over here. Now, this rogue is going to be disruptive. So, you always want to focus rogues. If there is a warrior, a rogue, and a few other people in front of you, kill the rogue first. They're going to shut everybody around them down. They're going to blind somebody. They're going to gouge somebody. They're going to cheap shot somebody else. Get rogues out of the way as soon as possible. Even if you're holy. Hammer justice them. Beat them. Put a seal of light on them. Do whatever you have to do to kill the rogue. The rogue is going to be incredibly disruptive. Same goes for warlocks. They're going to fear. They're going to howl of terror. They're going to do tongues. Rogues, And warlocks, and to a lesser extent shadow priests, are disruptive as hell. So you want to take them out. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put a Blessing of Sacrifice on my warrior. And Freedom when they seem fit. So I Freedom Corinth instead, or that's not Corinth. I Freedom Akavi instead. I've been playing with Akavi for about a year or so too. Helped him out in ES with his attunement. That's how we met. I was doing my shard farms, and he was like, "Hey, can somebody help me out?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we just made buddies. You know, and that goes back to my older video. It's like, hey, make time to help people. You never know what friends you can gain just by, like, you know, stopping your shard farm and, you know, going to help some random mage out. So yeah. So we're going to try to get our warrior friend over here out. Now, I am going to start with a Freedom just so he can walk, but there's so much resistance here, and he's got that. There's that, what I'm talking about with the rogues. He's cheap shotted. So I'm going to get a Blessing of Sacrifice out on him. Why? That's going to transfer 50 points per hit to me. So that's going to give him a little bit of tankiness, a little bit of survivability, just so he can walk through mid. And it worked. It worked. So if you're at a choke point and you're thinking Freedom or Sacrifice, which hand am I going to put on my buddy? Go with Sacrifice, especially if there is a large amount of enemies around. That Sacrifice is going to save him. So we're going to Holy Shock, boom, Daybreak, boom, Holy Light, and he's going to go to max HP. Very nice. We made it across mid, and I got to shut Noriel down. We got a Hammer of Justice. I'm going to tell him, no, can't do that. Can't have you on my teammate, and I'm going to peel for him. I'm going to go down, but we do end up winning the match, so my sacrifice was worth it. That's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I like the cross-faction change. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.